Hi, I'm Rick Araluce, visual artist, sculptor, and I'm talking about this piece here that's called The Terrorist that I created for Bellevue Arts Museum's Biennial, knock on wood. I thought it would be fun and a challenge to try to make as many surfaces and objects in my sculpture from wood as it possibly could. So hence you have a cast iron television set, a plaster wall, a Bakelite radio case, a linoleum floor. And there's some other things in there. There's a couple smaller things that I made from various materials, like this cord that twitches down here on the floor is actually made from fabric, steel, and foam. So it's not really a cord, it's all illusion. And that's part of what my artistic practice is about illusion, is about creating things, objects that look like one thing, look like they're made of one thing, but they're actually made of another thing. I started playing with thumping, thudding sounds, thinking it would be interesting if the TV could thump and rattle and move and actually have some life to it on its own. So before I even came up with the idea of The Terrorist, I was playing with the possibilities of using a subwoofer, a tactile transducer in tech language, to see what it could do. I'd used it before in a work of art I'd done at the museum here downstairs, which was a series of doors that were thumping and rattling. So I knew that it could be done, and it was exciting to try that. So once I mounted the television set in its setting on the table, it seemed like this alien, threatening, oddly out of place object. Even though it is antique looking, it's really like a simulacrum of a television set. And it has this menacing, thudding, ominous feel. And I started thinking about, well, especially in the news of late, meaning of the last whenever, there's a continual drumbeat, continual uploading, or whatever you want to call it, of ill, of fear, the propagation of fear. And a lot of that comes through media. It comes through television, it comes through iPhones and computers and the radio, billboards, on and on. And I certainly don't want to tell people how to perceive this work. They bring their own interpretations to it, and that's part of my artistic practice as well, is I like to leave the meaning, if you will, open. However, one way you might look at the television set itself as the terrorist. The terrorist is terrorizing, blowing up, killing, doing their terrible, horrible things, but it's our reaction and how we as a society come to grips and respond to this that is actually the real terror. The piece itself is sitting on nail points. There's probably 50 nail points that it's resting on. So the feeling is that it's tense, it's alive. The sculpture is alive and living, and that it's poised on these tiny points, forcing it, as it thumps and rattles slowly into the ground. Whether it does that on this plinth is another issue, but that's conceptually some of the stuff that's contained within The Terrorist.